Today's set review is going to be a little different. Normally I clear-cut themes with each group of cards, but today I've themed it around Journey to the West. Some of these cards are going to be related more so for the fact that they're New Century releases, which in my mind pertains a lot more to the Chinese audience. With that little disclaimer, let's start with some new support cards for Biyomon that drops into blue. Yokomon is a simple level 2 Digimon that when attacking, once per turn you may place one blue level 3 Digimon card from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. I'm kind of intrigued by this because this lets you set up jamming with Betamon from BT15 if you happen to draw into it later, which means more shenanigans for Jumbo control. Don't worry, I have a deck profile coming out next week. With Biyomon, this Digimon is a blocker and hilariously provides that same inheritable jamming I was talking about with Betamon earlier. This could definitely be worthwhile. Moving to Shakamon, this Digimon also has that inheritable jamming and an on-play effect to draw 1. If it's played from the Digivolution cards, you also gain 1 memory. But for a special rule, it also has the aquatic type. Anyone else excited for Aegisdramon? I know I am! Huankunmon is the level 5 Digimon that on play, and when Digivolving you may play one blue level 3 Digimon card from one of your blue Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying cost. So if you need blocker Biyomon or a stun with Betamon, you got it. The inheritable is actually identical to that of the Aegisdramon from BT15, which allows you to place one of your other blue Digimon as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card to unsuspend it. Going for multiple attacks just became more possible. And finally, xiangpengmon is the holy bird Digimon that also doubles as an aquatic type, meaning with Aegisdramon you can play this from the sources. On play, and when Digivolving, you may place up to 3 of your other blue Digimon as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution cards. Then return all other level 4 or lower Digimon to the hand. For each card placed by this effect into the Digimon's Digivolution cards, add 1 to the maximum level this effect may return. So if you can build a wide enough board, prepare to send everything back to the hand. Your turn, once per turn when an effect places a Digimon under this Digimon, you may play one level 5 or lower blue Digimon card with Aqua or Sea Animal in one of its traits from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying cost. In essence, with jamming, you could get potentially 3 attacks with an existing huankunmon in play and 1 in the sources. When you attack, you can tuck huankunmon with the already existing huankunmon's effect, then unsuspend this Digimon and play back out the already used huankunmon's effect. A neat little loop that actually can be done once per turn. But with the remaining cards for this video, they're all Journey to the West related. Gokumon is literally based on Sun Wukong, the Monkey King of legend. This red-yellow Digimon has a play cost of 7 or an evo from a red or yellow level 4 Digimon for a cost of 4. On play, and when attacking, one Digimon may gain security attack -1 until the end of your opponent's turn. If Digi-Crossing, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less. Keep in mind you can Digi-Cross -2 with Sanzomon, Sagomon, and Cho-Hakkaimon to make it 1 cost play, but this would require you to have these components in hand. Luckily all turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, you can return one of the sources to the hand. Sagomon also almost has all the identical effects to the on play, when attacking, all turns, inheritables, and stat line. However, instead of deleting a Digimon with 6000 DP or less when Digi-Crossing, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend. When it comes to Digi-Crossing, the Sagomon now has been replaced with Gokumon in the conditions. Sanzomon helps you search for your pieces when Digi-Crossing and even finds Shakamon before bottom decking the rest. But again, the same effects and overall stat lines. Which leaves the last member of the merry group, Cho-Hakkaimon, who when Digi-Crossing gets a plus 3000 DP buff and blocker until the end of the opponent's turn. But in all honesty, I never really cared about any of these cards, and in terms of playability, they seemed more flavor than anything else. But interestingly, this deck did take a few first place instances in Japan, so something must be good about this. While normally the memory consumption would be high, because you Digi-Cross, this does help reduce the play cost. And at this time, players aren't running these floodgates too much. Conveniently, because you are doing a lot of security attack -1s on your opponent's Digimon until the end of their turn, Venusmon plays very nicely with this deck. The last Digimon for this set review goes to Shakamon. This Digimon can Digivolve from Sanzomon, Gokumon, Sagomon, or Cho-Hakkaimon for a cost of 6, bypassing that level 6 requirement. On play, and when Digivolving, all Digimon gain security attack -1 until the end of your opponent's turn. All turns, when this Digimon would be deleted, or returned to the hand or deck, you may play one Sanzomon, and one Gokumon, Sagomon, or Cho-Hakkaimon from the Digivolution cards without paying cost. Your turn. All of your security attack minus effects are turned into security attack plus effects. And finally, at the end of your opponent's turn, once per turn you may place one Digimon with security attack at the top of its owner's security stack. Those are a lot of effects, and because it's yellow and vaccine, I do anticipate some additional updates to this deck moving forward. With so much security attack reductions, your opponent might not be checking security, and by sending them to security, this bypasses a lot of protection-based effects. But remember with Venusmon, one hilarious thing is that because your opponent's Digimon have security attack present, Digimon like Magnamon X won't be able to activate their when Digivolving effects for immunity. But in regards to the last card for this video, it's going to go to a new blue option card called the Sea of Destruction. This card is a 6-cost blue option card that by placing one Digimon card with Aqua or Sea Animal in one of its traits from your hand as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your blue Digimon, return all of your opponent's Digimon with the same level as the placed card to the hand. This is a pretty massive board removal, but in security, it only hits the lowest level to the hand, which overall isn't terrible. Initially, I felt a lot of these cards for today's episode wouldn't do much, but upon reading and thinking more about each one individually, there are actually some decks that you could play that definitely make these cards live. Jumbo Control gets a lot of new toys to play with, Aegisdramon for extra Aqua targets, and even the Shakamon cards can turn into quite a yellow-oriented control deck that could even make another home for Venusmon. After the 7 Great Demon Lords, the miscellaneous Digimon that predominantly support them, Mastamon and Diaboromon, and the Journey to the West, where are we heading next? It's time to revisit Ragnalordmon. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.